Asking for help is one of the most difficult things. And I'll share, something that is very difficult for me to admit and has been the source of a lot of struggle and pain in my life. And what people see on the outside, they have a certain perception of what your life must be like, and how, not ever having any context into, what it actually feels to be inside of your head, to be inside of your body, to deal with the things that you deal with. And this is true for everybody, but particularly anybody who has some type of success in any arena, whether public or community or, anything, social media. You don't have the full picture. You don't know everything that's going on. And we fight like crazy to maintain an image, an appearance of everything is all right. Everything is just beautiful. And one of my mentors, Nick, pointed this out. He's like, man, you have to share these things because there are millions of people who are pretending that their lives are perfect and struggling in silence by themselves. And I had a very hard time, even with my, it's very difficult for me to share with even some of my mentors who have taught me so much, formal and informal, that, hey, I need help. Because what my image was like, oh, this guy's got it all together. He's in great shape and he's got businesses and blah, blah, blah. And nobody knew that I would sit in my car terrified, frustrated, wanting to give up, wanting to disappear, feeling like there's nobody who would understand, nobody that I can share truly how sad, incapable, and weak I felt, incompetent. And you get to a point where you realize, you put your hands out and say, I'm open to help. I'm open to guidance. I'm open to somebody who can be there with me. And I've been very fortunate to have some very loving, understanding, wise people around me where, and some of them, it took me a long time to be like, yeah, even though we've, for example, one of my longtime coaches, it's like to be able to actually express what I felt. And the thing that is really important here is, in order to break through to that point, you have to allow yourself to be vulnerable enough to share those things. I'm not saying go out and share every detail of your life, of all the things that you've done wrong and the mistakes you made and the people that you hurt and how you hurt them. I'm not saying you should go do that and put that public. You have to have discretion still in who you share with, and what you share. But when you finally reach that point, you begin to share, and it begins to feel lighter, because just simply knowing that somebody understands, somebody cares, and somebody has gone through it, and they can help you. And more importantly, you can allow yourself to help yourself. It requires compassion, forgiveness, and acceptance of yourself. And I mean, I wondered for years, I was like, what does that mean? What does that mean? How do you do that? Just seek it and you'll figure out how to do it. It helps to have somebody who can guide you to do that, but the first step is just seeking it. Seek and you'll find. Knock on the door and it shall be opened. Ask and you shall receive. These things are, you've heard these things a million times, but you know, you can just go ahead and do it, or wait until it becomes so painful that you feel like you can't bear it anymore. Recently, I decided, you know what? I'm gonna ask for help. I have had success in this business and whatnot. You know, I've been coaching for a long time, but I'm like, there must be a better way. Same way that I coach clients to live a better life and, you know, lose fat easily and get strong and eliminate pain. Because a lot of people do have results, but they do it in a way that is, you know, destroying their life. And they're on the path to burnout. And for me, I was that client, but in the business sense. But I would, whether it was pride or ego or whatever it was, or fear of being judged, and then nobody would want to listen to me because, oh, Rambier doesn't have it figured out. Why would I listen to him? And I reached out. I'm like, okay, there's people who are doing this in much easier ways. I need to reach out. There's so many resources. I reached out to an SBA organization. This is a local actually it's a nationwide SCORE, which I don't remember what it stands for, but it's basically business professionals and who mentor. This is a free program, by the way, that you can reach out to, and they have people real business people who have real experience, who have done this forever, and now they're mentoring other business people, right? And I reached out, I found somebody, had coffee with them, and she listened. We talked. I told her what was important to me, what I wanted to do. She asked me, you know, the questions. Then she gave me some framework. She gave me some tasks. And so I'm going to do them. And I feel good about it. I feel good about, you know, being open to being helped. And so this is the struggle that I see a lot of people with, is they think that they should have it figured out. Like, I already know how to do this. I know the ideas. And now I'm going to judge myself for not having been able to do it on my own. That will keep you stuck in purgatory forever. She told me some very simple things. It's like, first, let's figure out where we're spending our time. My primary, you know, I have two actions that I need to complete. The primary one is, let's find out, you know, I told her, I was like, I feel like I am just being pulled in 1,000 different directions. I'm doing all these different things, and I'm not making the progress that I want to make. She said, first things first, let's track our time. Let's find out what we're doing, and let's see where we can find some time, because it's there. And I know the answer to that. I know it's there. And in the past, I'm like, oh, I already know I'm wasting time here and here, so I don't need to do this, or I don't want to do this. But when you come from a place of self-compassion and love, it becomes easy to do something like this. It becomes a loving thing to do for yourself. And so I'm going to start, you know, with tracking my time. What am I doing in every hour of the day? No judgments, no nothing. And the funny thing is, the moment you start doing it, things already begin to shift, because these things can't hide in the darkness. We usually just hide in the darkness can't clean the room unless you turn on the light. So, you know, I encourage you. The step one is, you know, be okay and loving to yourself and have some self-compassion. Don't judge yourself for all your mistakes. It can get better. It will get better, but it will not. It will be, you will drag your body across broken glass trying to do it without the self-love and the self-compassion and the, you know, forgiveness of yourself. So, you know, a lot of people struggle with fat loss. A lot of people struggle with getting, you know, active and changing their life and their health. And one of the common things is like, oh, I feel like I don't have time. There's no time, you know, no time, no money, no, this regret and this continuous feeling of like, oh, I have to start all over again. I feel like I'm starting from scratch. I feel like I'm starting at the beginning. And my, you know, a tactic, start auditing your time. See where your time is going. Get somebody to help you, because when you do it by yourself, since you don't have the practice, and it's very difficult to coach yourself because you have a lot of blind spots. Get somebody to help you. Start looking at where you're spending your time and your money without judgment. Now I'll leave it there for right now. And like I said, I know what is possible. I know how much success a person can have without the sacrifice and the struggle and the constant self-judgment